Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
In the business of speaking, and selling through presentation. Selling through presentation means what? Remember this sequence of general to retired customer?
Yep.
Selling means I can take the category to the next level.
Taking the what to the next level?
The category, like if I have audience,
You missed the first part.
Oh,
if I have audience, I will not force the audience to buy now,
Right,
but I want to make them prospect or I want to make them client.
right, okay.
If I have prospects, I want to make them client. So it's not necessarily sales does not mean you get money in exchange.
Right.
Sales means you walk them through the process. That's right. You get them to agree on the next level. So the statistics demonstrate that you will be more successful when you have 3 guarantees. Not 1, not 2, not 4. 3 is the minimum number of guarantees which allow you to do sales. So what are your 3 guarantees? Can you guarantee the transformation of the customer?
No, because they have to do the work.
Okay. So what you can present to guarantee? What can you provide and you can guarantee with?
Tools to help them.
A physical product?
Nope. Can you guarantee their satisfaction?
No.
You cannot guarantee customer satisfaction?
It's
Yeah,
one of the
I
most-
could. I
The
could
biggest
answer
thing that
that.
is satisfying.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the primary.
Yeah, so customer satisfactions is you can guarantee. Can you guarantee your customer service?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you guarantee when the customer will call you, you are there 24/7?
I guess you could guarantee that, yeah.
So if I call you 24/7, you'll be able to answer, that's right?
I'll get back to you like if I'm.
You can have a response time to that, like you will. You're
You,
guaranteed
you
that
will,
you will
let me
respond
repeat,
within-
will you guarantee if you call me 24/7,
No, I won't.
why? You don't have a voicemail? Is not your voice on the voicemail?
I'm not gonna pick up at like
No, I don't have voicemail, so I can get voicemail.
3 in the morning.
Can you record the message with your voice on your voicemail?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So
So
you-
you guarantee phone access, email access,
Yes.
24/7.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So quality of service, customer satisfaction. We don't guarantee money back.
Right.
Okay, how did you say that then? It was by phone or email, but what was the thing? Customer or contact or?
Customer.
Satisfaction guaranteed, satisfaction of the service guaranteed, phone, email access 24/7.
24/7.
Oh, I thought you had a, okay. I thought
But you
said-
don't guarantee money back
No money back guaranteed. Correct.
because I can come work for you for 30 days and what will happen?
I want my-
I ask for my money back. So money back guaranteed is the most difficult things for any entrepreneur to do. Because guess what will happen when you pay me the deposit? Do I have it in my bank? Not for me, but you guys. Like, if I pay a deposit right now, how long will it take the deposit to stay in your bank?
If I'm following all of the procedures that I put in place for my business, the deposit will be there until.
Yeah, but in reality, when you be starting, you understand what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
exactly.
In
That's
reality,
what I'm saying.
when we are starting here
And
right
the
now,
reality is it'll be there for 24 hours because I gotta go pay somebody to do something.
okay? In reality,
Yeah.
in reality, my experience is the minute people having the money in their bank,
It's gone.
it's gone.
Yeah.
So for us as a starting entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs who don't make $1 6 digits or more,
Can't have that. We don't have the
we
insurance.
we
in
don't
place.
want to have this. So what we should do, we should give it a caveat. So I give 3 days, 5 days, 10 days after the first session. Money back guaranteed within the next 10 days if you're not happy with any of the business. But 30 days is a long, especially that your course is 5 days, is 5 modules. you may leverage that by doing the following. Because if I give you the money by credit card, and then you have to give it to me by credit card,
So I already incurred fees,
and you have to give it to me back by credit card, how much did you lose on the average?
double fees.
So how much on the average?
That'd
40
be
to
about
70 bucks.
5%.
5-6%, that's right. If it goes 3-3, 6%, you know, just to make it simple.
Yeah.
I know Kiss payment, if she is here, she will tell you they do 1.89 and different, but it doesn't matter. Like there is a
No, there's no
5-6%. So if your service is $1,000, this is $50
Yeah, that you just lost.
you just lost, and your service is how long? 1 year. So I pay you $100 or $80 a month. That's right. If you charge $1,000 per year, for example. So if I pay you upfront $1,000, and after 1 month you give me back the $1,000, you already spend $50 from your pocket to make me happy. So this is unfair to me. So what I would rather do is I will give you 1 month free, and this is what I will do in my show. When I come to my presentation, to my offer, I'll show you. I'll do 1 month free. You wanna come? Everybody in the VIP will automatically qualify to sign up for my program and to come for the first month or the first 40 days for free. So what will happen is when you come and experiment for 40 days or 1 month, I also experience you as well. So I know that the relation can work, or I know it doesn't work. And if the relation will work and you see the value, what you will do? I had people here who they came to retake. So everybody here can retake this workshop anytime at no cost or no question asked. The only exception, some of the material may not be available to you. Like sometimes we have books, sometimes we have, so not like, but the basic component of the workshop, a new workbook, you'll be entitled to this. That's it. No question asked. All what you need to do is like within 3 days or so, let us know, and you can basically come, and we will always acknowledge you as a, like if Marcel actually attended, I think 18 or 16 one with his first membership. So I enjoy, because you also take off from me lots of load, because when you be here and you know the material and you start to interact,
Yeah.
so I do it because I like the value. And if there is no enough seats, we will apologize in a nice way.
Mhm.
So, but this is how it works. So I would rather give a trial period. So people can sign up, can give you the information right now. You can have a trial period. 2 weeks, a month. And instead of charging their card and they coming back and refund their card. Does it make sense?
Right. See, I was gonna ask, like,
Yeah, go ahead.
if I was to, let's say I landed like a month-long project like this this package we were talking about, and I say, okay, like, so would they pay the deposit first, and then, or would you say like the first session is free, and then we figure out if we actually want to do this for a full month, or
It's a function of how much you charge, because I'm talking about 10, 15, 20, $50,000 investment.
okay, see, let's say I charge $1,000 for the month, and that's
$1,000 for a month, it's within the $12,000 a year. So
yeah.
so yeah, $1,000 in the month, you are the same bulk number of somebody giving $12,000
For the
or
whole-
$10,000 a year. That's right.
Right.
Okay, but are you, is it gonna be, is it just one project though that you're talking about, or this is
Yeah,
an
so let's say I
ongoing-
need an identity and like entrepreneurship coach, a small business, which happens a lot. So would I say, like, if I was gonna get them on this package, you say, hey, like, the package is $1,000 for this month, or $800 for the month. You get like 2 to 3 hours of me a week. I'll give you these packages, like you do the functions, the extras, the benefits, whatever that is. And then you say, perfect, like, is that where you sell them? Or if they're already on board and you're like, let's do this free trial to see if it's gonna work, how do you collect the money if it's a short period of a month? Or when do you take the money first and say, after a week, if you're still not happy, I'll give it back?
And this is what I'm saying. Like, if you take
Right.
the money, you don't charge the money till they are in the program. Because if you charge the money and they said we are not happy, give us the money back,
Yeah.
you lose the 5-6%.
Right.
So if you are starting somewhere within the last year or two, so you still not affirm and not confirming what's your product look like. So you predict to have, if you have 20 people who come in and they move away, this is equivalent to one subscription, because 20 times 5 equal to 100. That's right. 5%. I will lose 5% when I refund the money, get the money, and I will lose 5%. So if I have 21 customers, 20 of them come and say, we want our money back, I will make no money on the other customer who will stay, because that's right, I'm losing 100. That's right. It's an extreme example, but these are situations. So when you start and do different things and you're trying to test your systems, what the best practice we found out is you don't charge up front. You can collect their credit card, you can collect their payment, and you tell them, you know what, we'll charge you in a month. We'll charge you in 10 days. We'll charge you. So no worry, you can actually cancel at any time. Make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Um,
And I can share with you that I may be one of the few, or maybe the only one in Canada, Western Canada, in Alberta, in Calgary, who basically talks about how you can package and exclusively and thoroughly package an offer. Because everybody else will come as a business coach trying to get you the business, and they will say, okay, let's package this. No, we are specialized into this info product selling. That's it. This is all what I do for the last 3.5 years or 4 years. I do nothing else. And I sell my own product as well, which doesn't come under my name. So if, for example, you want to sell like rock and roll, like maybe Metallica songs or Metallica records, and you are doing meditation, Metallica doesn't come to use, right? You know Metallica, these guys who...
Yeah, Metallica.
Oh, the band? Like
The band, yeah.
heavy- okay.
So assume if you have a Metallica offer, okay, the Metallica offer doesn't have to have Lily Face. So Lil Face doesn't have to come to Metallica offer. You can have this offer, you can have the website for it, you can sell it and not affiliate with your company. Nothing wrong with it.
He's just using that as an example.
This is an example because
Well,
meditation.
sorry to work. Rob, you can't say about Metallica because they're going into the
so
lobbies.
you get your X back is under different.
Yeah, as under how to get your X back is under different. You can actually launch and sell a product which is not yours, you are not affiliated with, you are not attached to it, and using through the funnel, and you'll be able to make money.
So Sandon, like, just as an idea, would it make sense for you to say your program is $12,000 for a year, do not pay for 30 days, and then they pay the subscription for your program, and they pay $2,000 after the 30 days, and then $1,000 each month after that, and keep them ongoing in the program for longer, as opposed to only having them as a customer for 30 days and then wondering how you get paid?
The worst thing is, like, I really appreciate that. I think it's a great idea. Most of my clients have been smaller startups, and not all of them work out, but they're really gung-ho and excited and ready to drop a whole bunch of money on their brand. And so they come to me and say, I need a brand, I need Facebook, this is what I've heard of. And then I'm like, no, let's slow your roll down. Like, figure out what you really need if you want to make this successful.
Because you could up your value is high, and it's startup money that they're already going to be spending anyways.
Right.
And what it is you're going to need to differentiate yourself and say you're the me only by maximizing the value of their startup money by doing X, X, and X, and X differently
Yeah.
from somebody else. So you get the long-term commitment, and you get them to commit the same $12,000 that they would have been spending. You're not limiting your pie right off the bat in the first conversation.
Okay. Does this make sense to anybody else?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it make sense to you?
A little bit.
He's different.
60%.
He's different. Like, I'm glad he's here because him and Akash, they are different. These are two different generations. If you can handle this generation, you will guarantee continuation of your business for another 4 years. That's why I always love to have millennial generations and younger generations in this group, because
Yes.
for us, when we talk about ideas, like talk about divines and talk to the divine, and we understand. But these people, what are they saying? So that's why I believe I do a service by bringing a different
Absolutely. That's what we all
blood
do.
type
Yeah.
to the group because you know. Anyway, can you just pass this over?
So Sandra, one of the things that happens, and possibly Susie, that he was using the $12,000 as an example or like a sample of what you can charge.
That's,
But,
yeah.
but so if it's if things like that, you get caught up in the amount or whatever, remove the amount and put in the council amount because you can work on increasing the amount afterwards, right? But what we're talking about is long-term clients and the way that right. Well, and that's I'm moving it from short-term to long-term. Like how can
Then
you
that
how-
transition.
Yeah, transition.
Okay.
One of the ways that you can make the biggest difference, so in my opinion, with your clients is that they come in with a preconceived idea of what they need, and you know that's actually not what they need.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can create a longer term relationship with them, right, by having them with you for 90 days or longer,
Right, so if you force them to be with you for a full month,
yeah,
then you're really, or 90 days.
You cannot force them.
right.
You cannot.
How about you
Encourage-
package your products in a
Encourage
way?
the product, yeah, because you were saying like the 6 month thing, even if you get it done within 4 months, you're still not afraid to work with it.
Right, so you can, as the expert, you could say, I understand what you're saying, and what I find when I'm developing a brand identity is there's a process that we need to go through and some systems that we need to go through so that we have this idea of who your ideal client is, and that's not necessarily done in like 2 weeks. So I like to take my time. I'm going to work with you, both short term and long term to get you from where you are right now. You're here, and you want to be there, right?
Okay, I see what
See
you're
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just another way to do the business. It's not the only way, but it's one way. Because when you're creating brand identity, if you're just doing one-offs, which is cool and fine, then what you have to build into your sales system is the remembering to get back in touch with them to get them to the next level anyhow.
Right.
And you probably have had this where you start with one idea with one logo, right?
Yeah.
And then in 90 days or 6 months, their business model has changed.
Absolutely.
And then they need another one.
Because their whole idea of what they wanted to sell snow first, and then they transitioned to
They wanted to sell snowballs
and
first,
then
right?
so then they had.
And then they said
ice
soup.
blocks.
Let's say snow first,
Yeah.
then soup.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
She wouldn't link to the soup because she wasn't here when we talk about no soup.
You do a follow-up with them,
Yeah.
a follow-up consultation.
And that's
to
part of
ensure
their
that-
initial.
That's part of their initial. Makes sense?
And you've
Okay,
already
let's just
established
reconvene. So we are here in the module number 4, and it starts with a very interesting question. What would I do with my summer if money were not an issue?
I would take everyone to a retreat. That's
Okay, so-
this is where the idea
so-
of retreat came
so
from.
go-
I
go-
want to
go-
travel.
Go to 34 and answer the question. What will you do when the money is not an issue?
Who wants to come play with me?
I do.
Now, is this about us or the business?
About you. About you. Remember, this is you, like the very first step. But if I do the whole workshop on only this material first, you will get bored by the first day and a half, right? That's why we like to augment it with different concepts.
Not the relationship.
No, just the relationship don't like to write too much as well. And you can say, Tracy, you can see like, sometimes I call you Stacy, sometimes I call you Chris. Sorry.
It's okay.
So Tracy, you can see like when you have process people in the room, they always try to pick up every single note you say.
Yeah, that's
And if you ask them when's the last time did you read your notes, some of them they don't read it at all.
But
So
then
this is as a characteristic. Like when you have people in workshops, or you can basically look where they are, and you can make initial assessment. What language you want to use? That's right. So people who take lots of notes, most likely they are process oriented.
Yeah, and I sat here yesterday and talked about time and money all day, but I actually see myself as a relational processor.
There you go. That's why I said we're similar.
Okay, so anyone want to share?
I'm excited, so yeah, I'll share. You can share, Tracy. Go.
Okay, thank you. Suntan, pool, beach, grow flowers, barbecue with friends, have wine and cocktails, go to concerts and comedy shows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Timothy, what do you have?
I would spend the summer on my family farm and plan out a solar energy plan for my aunt that will allow the revenue of the farm to change.
Wow. My friend.
Okay, mountain biking, fishing, camping, traveling, see concerts and shows, build something, art, hang with friends, video games, go see movies, and barbecue.
Lil, what will do?
Climb and camp, go places with the family and travel.
So yeah, I would travel, but interesting enough, I would actually travel and speak, share my passion and message with my entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So that's my idea of fun.
And where this should be used away from the workshop, from the workbook actually. Tomorrow when we talk about how you can describe your stories and how you can engage and only can engage people with stories, this will share, if you share stories about you in this environment, your passion will reflect. Because if you had a trip, like what you said, climb, like I always find there is a stair, if you want to ask me about climbing, okay, or hiking, I can tell you, they invented elevators, there are stairs, and guess what? My Discovery Channel can take me anywhere. So this is me. So I set on my Discovery Channel and I can see everything around me, and they have the 60-inch TVs with all surroundings, so I can be in the time, in the moment from my couch. This is if you want to talk about, because Roya is all about hikes. And this is where the fractional doesn't mean function, okay? Like I don't mind going to hikes with her, where subjects I will wait for her when they are done in the car, I'm very fine with it. Okay? So when I tell stories about me, which will link more and reflect more on you, it comes from my passion. So I talk about my family, I talk about me cooking, I talk about my success in businesses. Because when I say a story like this, you will feel my passion, that's right? Also, if you are in front of a crowd and you know that this crowd went to like Vegas, you have to tell them a story about Vegas. If they went to Cuba, you have to tell them a story about Cuba or similar places like Cuba. And you understand the difference between Cuba and Mexico, that's right? Because in Cuba we go and help the people there because the country is very bad, but it's very natural, very nice to be there. Mexico, they are the American style in the natural beaches because everything there is American. So if you ask your audience, because I didn't tell you, how do you know this by one question? This is one of the questions.
What do you do?
If money is not an issue, if you win the lottery, what you will do?
Invest it all.
Invested all?
Oh?
Invested all. He is one here or one here.
We're talking about the 60 million or 60 million that we won in the lottery yesterday.
It didn't go. It's one.
There was actually 9 million. Yesterday, Wednesday, there was 9 million won in Alberta. But don't get excited, okay? It's not in Edmonton, it's not in Calgary. You may be excited.
These are Regics.
No, this is how the news came. They said 9 million won in a ticket, won in Alberta, but not in Calgary, not in Edmonton, not in Calgary.
Depends on the
So,
dollar. If you win 60 million, we'll invest it all. Here, close them.
so this is the point. Is if you ask people in front of you, if you want, would you mind I ask you an interesting question? What? You want to know about my business? No, I don't want to know about your business. You want to know about? I don't know about your family. What about if you will win the $100 million jackpot? What you will do? You say, what? It's abnormal question, not normal. People usually say, what do you do? How do you do? What work you do for the day? I don't ask this question. How do you enjoy your day?
Financial
What
planners will ask
What
that
is the
question.
most interesting? What is the most exciting things happening to you today? What's exciting in your life to keep you alive?
My cat.
And people just start to talk about what excites them. It gives me idea how to navigate.
Mhm.
If you ask an individual, where did you spend your last summer? 90% or 80% of the time you know where. Because if you can you share with me your last summer's vacation? Or
My
your
last summer.
your last vacation?
I do a staycation and I volunteer for the Calgary Folk Fest, and that's my time where I'm all to myself on the island listening to music for 5 days. So it's a break from
That's
everything.
enough. I had enough. From the very first 4 sentences, I had enough. I know this guy sensitive to time.
No.
No, he's sensitive to time. He like to volunteer and relation, and he's sensitive to time because he mentions the word time. He value time. So if you want to show him effective, efficient system in this mode, he will accept it.
It values time with relations.
Yeah.
Will
So
sacrifice time
what
for
I'm
me.
saying is like the first 4 sentences or the first 4 words sometimes can give you the rest. So if I tell you what you will do when you win the jackpot, and you say, "Oh, this is our process right away," they didn't even speak because they need to figure out in their mind. The question came as a surprise.
But what if you've already thought of it?
You can't.
I've
Because
already thought of it though.
you can't. You thought of it because you were part of my surrounding. But if you have been seeing somebody for the very first time, you will have zero expectation.
I mean, like I've already thought of that question.
But you have zero expectation to somebody surprise you in a
You might have
networking
thought of
event.
it. Has anyone asked you before?
Yeah, so what did you do last summer?
What did I do? For fun, I actually did a huge comedy tour in Creston and went up to Nelson and Caslow.
Oh, see, he's going into details.
Yeah.
He's going into details.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm not talking to stop you.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
This is good
show.
learning for me. So
I'm just
Oh,
trying
okay.
to show you people like what you are looking for from intuition. So keep going. I'm just.
Okay, so like I went with my friend Noah, and then we found all these like secret places in the mountains. So like all these different hot springs, and we found a natural water slide. So we went down to Creston to see a comedy show, and then by the time we got there, we were already late because we decided to take a detour and go rafting, and then we like went.
Is this fun for you? What he's talking about?
Oh, I'm just like.
Is this fun?
Oh,
Like,
that listening
like
to him?
no, not listening. Like
Yeah.
the way he mentioned it, like he went there and
No,
Preston.
no.
Did you feel overwhelmed? Did you feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I
And
am
I went,
if I
oh.
am there, what I don't want to say the
Okay,
real
no,
word.
it's
Okay,
fine, yeah.
how did
No,
you
it's good.
enjoy it? If you tell this story in front of somebody who is she's a feeler, or your mom and your mom like hard. If you assume your mom is like hard dominant. Why you do this to yourself, my son? You are traveling so long. Did
Yeah,
you,
yeah. So
Were
my
you
family-
stressed out that you didn't get to meet your itinerary? Like that's the thing. Was
You know-
it stressful for you or was it fun?
It was
right?
really fun.
Yeah, but for us, for somebody.
We're feeling stressed for you, but like, oh man, like, right? Like, there's
Yeah, it was like
So this is what I meant. Like you can ask a very simple question.
That was great because I date.
what did you get out of that?
So, well, I date a processor, right? What I got out of this was, okay, I see the similarity in that, and so if I want to engage in him, I can't glaze over the details because the details actually overwhelm me, and
The details is what makes it fun for me.
correct,
Yeah.
and that makes me go, right? So even listening to it, I'm like, oh, like I go immediately into stress mode. So I was like, okay, so if I'm conversing with you,
Right.
and you were my potential prospect,
Okay.
okay, I would need to slow my breathing down a little bit so you wouldn't know that I was going into complete panic mode because you were talking about details that I actually, and I mean this with like,
Yeah, respect.
I
yeah.
mean this with a lot of love and respect.
Yeah.
I actually don't fucking care. Oh, sorry for sorry.
Anyway, but
and I meant that with so much love for you.
Okay.
I have to
Right?
show.
But
I
it's
have
like,
to.
yeah.
I have to stop here and because you said something,
Yeah. Thank you.
which I want to make sure you guys understand it very well.
Okay.
We are not here in the game of judgment or judging which right, which wrong. We are here in the game that I really wants to help you or I really wants to get your help. So I want to figure out what vocabulary I can use, the vocabulary and the structure to get me and you into heart-to-heart connection. Doesn't mean love, just we trust each other, we be in harmony. So for me, I picked up what you said and I ask you because I do have a wife And I'm a process. I like to know the details. Like when she asked me like how I go from here to here, I say no. You go, you find 3 traffic lights, you
Yeah.
turn right. I'm like that. I know the city as back of my palm, and if I drive one road, I know how to drive it again. And sometimes you call me, okay, I want to get here. It's too busy. The GPS gives me no. Do this. Count how many turn. And when she comes to me and something important for me, she comes and say, oh, what happened? Oh, no, it was so busy and we went to the bank, was so busy. And okay, so did you finish? Tell me the steps.
Yes.
Was there a number?
Right.
And she would drive me nuts.
Yeah, that drives
But
me-
from her perspective, she gave me enough information. So what I implemented
Okay.
is anytime you have an appointment or you expect me to do anything, please forward to me the appointment from your calendar. She said, oh, I don't have appointment in my calendar. It's the only way for me to get me, because I'll be sitting here, oh, Adam is at school waiting for you for half an hour. Why didn't you go to get him? Because nobody told me. So I said, if you want to communicate, I had to develop a system where I push her a little bit out of her comfort zone to give me enough information, because when I will stand and say, okay, so can you, hold on, can you explain to me, when you walk to the bank branch, what will happen? Why they were busy? Oh, stop interrogating me. You don't trust me.
Yep.
No, I'm not interrogating you. I just want to understand if the deal in the bank went through, who signed on it, because I do know the people there, and this is not just you pull money, this is just a bigger deal. So when we have these situations, I will be looking for information, because process will be looking for information. These people want to celebrate. We did it. You know?
Like, I guess I could share from
Yeah.
a relationship perspective. Like, I had a lot of fun with my friend Noah. I guess I'm still saying we found a water slide. But like, I had a lot of fun with him, and we definitely connected, and we adventured.
I understand, but when you went into the details of going from here to here to here, I will concur with you because this is my default process
Right.
as engineer.
Yeah.
But I know that the people in the relationship, they avoid this.
See, that's what's interesting is I was gonna be an engineer until I started my first business.
It doesn't matter. I just
think like that.
It doesn't matter. And I'm not saying what you do it is correct.
No, it's just.
And
one
I'm
of the
not saying
things,
what
it's
you do
different.
is not correct. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is this is who you are.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah.
But you have also to understand that God has to bless the other people. So if you want to do business with the other people, you have to get the blessing of talking to them, and they're really interested to come back to you.
Okay, wait, I have to write that.
Anyway, who else wants to?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
please share
you
yours
so
version
much.
of the summit.
Right?
Oh,
You know, I will share a story. Yesterday, my partner asked me how my day was. I said it was fantastic. He said, "What did you learn?" And I said, "Oh, it was really good." And I think, I said, I learned a lot of things like an implement. Like what? I'm like, well, I don't know. Like he wants to know details, and I'm like, I just, I'm tired. Just,
It's not you are tired.
Right, yeah.
If she will start to say details,
Yeah.
she will be not herself.
Right.
She will
Yeah.
be outside her comfort zone.
Yes. Right.
Why?
So if I want to be able to
No,
communicate
that's-
better with him.
And without judgment, Lil.
No,
if
no,
you
that's-
stand
yeah.
in your holistic earth and everybody in the room used to be administration assistant and fire from oil and gas,
Yeah.
you need to talk like this guy. You need to tell them the Q process. You start with step number 1, 1.5, 1.7, then number 2, then number 3. All of them will buy it. But if you have people like this, like the
Yeah.
nurses, the holistics, the energy,
Yeah, don't.
and
yeah.
you tell them, no, it's 5 steps and they are easy to do, and don't worry about it. Do you want to practice one step, guys? Oh, no. Let's do it in the workshop. Okay, thank you. Let's move on. This is a 2 different description
Yeah, no, this is.
of the
completely-
same program.
Yeah,
And I tried several times. I showed you, like when people reflect on the information in the back or any reflection yesterday, you were of six of you in the same room for all the time. I feel sorry for you actually, but anyway. Each one of you came up with a different reflection.
Mhm.
Because we are
It's
different.
Yeah, but because I'm going through with my partner,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just we've been together for over 10 years, but it's just been recently that we've really been but I get it now because that's exactly he's
When-
the process.
When they
And
analyze
and
this,
we-
when
and
they
this-
analyze this in in public works PhDs. They said, we fail to discover our fractional value.
Yeah.
We fail to understand our common functional value. It takes us between 6 years to 8 years to reach a divorce. And that's why there are 60% divorce in North America.
It took me and my
6 years to 8 years. We do with some guy or a guy with some lady every day, every night, in the same bed, in the same kitchen table, in the same car, in the same house. 6 to 8 years. You'll be fed up and the fractional value will kick out. I see that? I
So
don't
if
know.
they're contradictory, it takes
The fractional are contradictory values.
right. 'Cause
So
like-
something you value
yeah,
and I don't value.
right.
In her situation of yesterday, sorry to use you as an example here, he values the details. She wants the summary because she wants to rest. She doesn't see the value in the details. If you hang around with nurses, although they are process oriented, but the relationship is dominant,
They're gonna step
like
aside.
physiotherapist, massage therapist,
Yeah.
acupuncturist, nurses, all nutritionists a little bit, all of these people, God bless you if you can get any details from them. God bless you if you can get any details from them. Oh, what happened this week? She said, what did you do? It was good. It was awesome. It was beautiful. I love it. I'm not telling you what you love. What happened in the workshop? I love it. What does it mean I love it?
Well, he said, well, what happened that made you love it? And I said, well, I know we went through this process. What kind of process?
And that's, you know what, I had the conversation last night too, but I just figured I was tired, cause I was like, I can't go into
So
detail.
if you want to maintain this relationship in balance, you can do two things. Number one, go back and you educate them on the back of a napkin and tell them, we were with Badawi and Badawi said so. And if you are confused, I will do it I'll do it just to support
You need to come and sit
relationship.
down. That was the next
Give
step.
me a phone call and I will be with you on a call and I can run through this to make sure they got the whole value. The second thing is, when you expect the other party looking for some information, press yourself a little bit to the second level and volunteer this information for them. If you want to maintain,
And then
because
they won't have to keep asking.
no, it's not to have a relationship, it's obligation of two. So you can do two things. Number one, educate them on these models. And as I said, if you need my assistant, I can more than have, just email me or text me or call me, and I'll put the time, like 15 minutes, half an hour, to work on this. And you will get a copy of this on the website. You'll get the recording as well. The second most important part, you now know where you are roughly.
Rough.
And you know where the other people as well. It's up to you to decide, if I want to maintain this relationship and the happiness of the other guy, what you will do.
Adapt.
I'm
would
pretty
be-
much that box that you drew. And my husband.
Adapt.
What if you
be
Provide
able
the
to-
information.
Yeah.
Know that they need this information to survive,
Super time.
and just bless them with the information.
Like needs, actions, results. She would always get.
Or you know what, you tell them, you know what, I'm tired right now, I will write down all the details, I give it to you tomorrow, let's talk tomorrow. If you don't,
Yeah,
if you are
yeah.
overwhelmed. But if you know that he needs more details,
Just, yeah.
volunteer it.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard on you, but volunteer it.
But you can also set your timeline and expectations so that you're ready to do it in an effective way as opposed to
It's
being on the
within
spot.
the shoes of X.
And like,
Well, you just- you
something
know how
else that
to- yeah,
resonated
you know how to
for me
talk
when you
about
were
it.
at the Your Holistic Earth event was the asking questions from the stage, and because you can't meet objections from the stage level of a presentation, and that was really interesting because. You want to elaborate on that a little bit, just for everyone?
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Okay.
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Ahead.
because we were in the discovery yesterday, and I added, usually we do two sheets, two booklets
Right.
per day.
But we did 3 yesterday.
We did 3 yesterday, so I'm switching few things in this workshop because I'm actually bored of giving it like 30-something times. It's too much on me. So today we supposed to. So yesterday was a discovery. Today I believe we have the promise or the brand. You understand now where you start with your promise and your brand.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we refer it to the communication, how you communicate. So the 2 exercises of tomorrow will be related to communication. I will talk more about how to present, how to scale. So now you understand your brand, or what you can do as a person, and you have some ideas how to communicate. You want to pursue the communication on your own, you can. You want to have our assistants, there is a way for doing that. You want to just to go and do it and come back for consultations, there is a way to do that. So is there any other way I can help you, I'm more than happy to do this, okay?
Okay.
Now, what are my favorite activities? In number 2.
Okay.
What are your favorite activities?
Isn't that the same thing as the first one?
What?
Isn't it the same thing as the first one?
Mon ami, there are more
Your
words.
favorite activity?
Listen,
Awesome,
listen.
absolutely.
The first question has double number of words than the last question, the second question. So it must be different. Or they repeat it for us 3 times so we understand it. Well, first one, what would I do my summer if
Yeah.
money or not? Second one is my favorite activity. What's your favorite activity?
Going to shows and camping.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. What type of people am I
My
drawn
answers are
to?
completely different.
Really?
Yeah, mine are too.
Well,
Really?
not
Oh,
completely
no, mine
different,
aren't
but
either.
Okay.
Anyway.
What type of people am I drawing? Am I drawn to?
not completely. There's connections.
So, and what type of people usually we look at people like age, like sex orientation, religious belief, unbelief, because this is about your passion. That's right. So, if your passion, you are drawn to kids or young generation,
Oh, I see what you mean.
where your business will be.
Oh.
You remember, like he said, we now we know the business. We will sell our hand. You know, said like he said like we can use our hand for the shovel. He said, oh, I have the business. What are we selling our hands?
Yeah, right? That was funny.
So we are not selling our hands. But the point is, if you admire young generation or youth, and you are doing business consultation or business products, who will be logically your customers? Entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs. If you are drawn to, I like my grandma generations, and I really find myself there, you know. So I will be driving my business toward people who are 75 years plus. That's right. If I'm drawn to whatever, so this is your passion can clarify. So if you are done, you can move to the next to number 4. So what kind of stories in the news, and don't tell me you don't watch the news.
I was saying, what happens if we don't watch the news? What would you like to from that?
Yeah,
What
I go to
kind of-
university, I don't watch news.
Sorry?
Said I go to university, I don't watch the news. I don't even have cable.
Doesn't even come up on your phone app. I get it in my face every day. Can't get it off my phone.
Oh, what kind of stories do I watch on Facebook? I can do that.
That capture my interest.
Yeah. And if Donald Trump is one of them, just write it DT, and we will not discuss it, because one time we discussed it and it took us about 3 hours to put the fires down.
Yeah, people are so triggered.
He's the right guy. He is the right guy. He is the CEO. He run it as a CEO, doing all the right things as a CEO. Doesn't care about the Democrat, or he doesn't care also about to be re-elected. He's a CEO. He got the job done. So, and you have, as a branding guy, you have to acknowledge he is the top brand of all of our time.
Yeah, he's like the biggest marketer.
Who's that?
No, I've
Donald
watched-
Trump.
I've
He's the
watched
toppest
documentaries.
brand. Like
Yeah.
some of the material I have in my
Overall-
workshops, in my actual program, it came from the Trump organization, because his prime strategist used to be my roommate, 1992.
Ah.
So that's why so many of materials we have, it came from the Disney, it came from McDonald's, and it came from Trump University. So what?
Well, I've got this app that's in my face all day. News. So it comes up with 4 stories. And I'm like, what do I click on?
Yeah. So if you get engaged with the stories like the flood or the volcanoes, you may look at not-for-profit organization in humanitarian location, and you can work with them. You can go and share your, because each one of us has a service. The service can be flexible. That's right. So if you are in stress management, you can actually launch the stress management toward aid and the humanitarian aid or some kind of process. That give you some idea.
Right.
If you are interested into travel and about destinations, your business will be the retreat, because the retreat will give you satisfaction. So if you go to 4 retreats a year, you will be happy. So you are fulfill your passion. You see how this relate?
I get what you're saying, yeah.
Mon ami, you wanna share
The stories I'm into?
whatever you like to share from the 4 parts?
Oh, well, I noticed the same stuff. I actually wrote more, like, of my favorite activities that I didn't really think of in the summer. That's pretty much the same. Like,
No,
photography.
you didn't write you feed the dog, because I hate dogs and I don't like feeding them. You went yesterday, you drove us to feed your dog.
Yeah, I had to do that.
So you write down, my favorite activity is to feed the dogs. Feed the animal, take care of the animal. This is one of the favorite
I do
activities.
like to take care of it.
Yeah, just write it down. I'm not. Guess what?
Yeah, okay. What type of people am I drawn to? I noticed I was like enthusiastic. I put processors down there because I knew that. Innovators, fun, empathetic, kind of like my level of fitness, similar to me, have experience but also can have meaningful and stupid conversations. I like people who can have a lot of fun but also be kind of dumb. And then what kind of stories in the news always capture my interest? I listen to a lot of murder and crime podcasts, and then I also like podcasts on ideas like Freakonomics and then new technology. So like finding out what's new out there.
So you are a risk taker.
I do like to take risks.
I
But I'm
told
also-
you, based
Like
on what I
maybe
heard
like
from you,
70-30, yeah.
based on what I heard from you, I say you are a risk taker. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta do me next.
Okay,
You
let's
wanna do
go.
next?
Let's go.
I just have to.
I can go while you finish.
Thank you.
Okay. Favorite activities: playing role-playing games, playing video games, jumping on the trampoline, going to the trampoline park, bowling, watching TV, water skiing, and listening to music. Types of people I'm drawn to: people willing to share their stories and wisdom and experiences. Quiet, thoughtful people that help me reflect. And then what kind of stories in the news always capture my interest are dramas in real life. Like, I even relate to the Reader's Digest, literally they're called drama in real life. Conspiracy theories, alternative ideas, fake news, and hockey news.
Yeah.
Free Thought Project.
What? Awesome. You wanna go second? You wanna go next?
My favorite activities: learning new things, people watching
Yes.
their behaviors, massage, driving, listening to podcasts. I'm drawn to people who are deep conversationalists, people who ask open-ended questions, entrepreneurs, action takers, optimists.
Argumental means deep conversations and people ask questions. These are argumental people. Like
Yeah.
people who are useless. Okay, no
Yeah.
problem.
And kind of stories in the news always capture my interest. Always feel good stories and success stories.
Okay. Nice. And the last question was what kind of stories? Yeah.
Yeah, feel good and success stories.
Okay. Tracy, you wanna share?
Sure. My favorite activities are doing seminars as a student, as a teacher, a facilitator, and as crew. Learning experiences, traveling, comedy, socializing, sex, hot tubbing, barbecue with friends, and wine.
Yes.
Sometimes all at the same time.
Wow.
Happy.
With friends.
What type of people am I drawn to? Happy, fun, positive people who want to explore, learn, achieve, and express themselves. I am drawn to the underdogs, people who don't fit in or feel like they don't, people who are secretly in pain.
Awesome.
Kind of stories in the news that always capture my heart. Stories of the economy, major violent events, hero stories, how a company is in trouble, or scams, lottery winners, taxation and finance, where people are victimized and they are getting justice, and I added conspiracy theories.
Yes.
And this is can put you where. Who are your audience?
My audience is
Because this comes from the stories. Is this the stories which will relate to you?
Yeah.
This is the target audience you should go after.
And I had thought that my target audience is going to be female, around my age, say 45, 50-ish.
Yep.
A corporate woman who is.
They have to resonate with these stories.
Yes.
Because if you like the stories and you have audience, like for example the horror stories, or like the horror would be, or like fiction stories. Like people here, no one says I like fiction stories. I talk about the UFO, the aliens stories.
Yeah.
And if I stand here and I have my presentation and we connect with the stories, so what stories will be looking like? What stories I will share with you? All of them is about alien. Will you like it? No. Will you link with me? No.
No.
So this is a different way to look at how you can connect to people, because at the end of the day, your followers or your tribe has to have some functional commonality to you.
Okay.
And if you want to switch, you go start from now looking to a different story and enjoying it. Okay? If you want to open the different segment, like for me, I'm a scientist. I developed the video standards and I developed nanosensors. I know DNA analysis and I have patents in this area. I have companies in this area. What got me into the divine and these things, it's a personal, something happened personally, but when I went there, I start now to enjoy this. To the level that when somebody trying to overwhelm a relationship individual, I start to offend them, but you have to stop, they will be overwhelmed. Because I start my career shift by learning more in this area. So I have my own stars, I have my own maps of different things, and I make sense of them. And so if you want to shift what you do in front of different customers, you may just need to start to listen to different set of stories.
I do have a concern about that, right? Because since we canceled our cable, just have Netflix, I don't really watch news, so I get it fed to me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the more I
CNN app,
have,
you can control which stories you want to watch.
well,
But CNN still has editorial bias,
but
and I think that's what you
they
might
still watch what you're watching and feed you more of that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like I'm
Yeah.
concerned that.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
biased.
Like,
It's
even your
100%
normal
your
news is
Yeah.
biased, right?
Yep.
Everything.
Okay, Lil, the last one on
Uh,
this list.
my favorite activities: climbing, camping, skiing, hiking, hot baths, that and cooking. Type of people I'm drawn to: honest, humorous, and my age. You're asking about the age. What kind of stories in the news? Yeah, I never would listen to the news, and I have to be really careful, because if I do, especially if children are involved, and I'll see a story, it'll hit me, and I just go down that path. So Gaia is my favorite channel.
I've never heard of her.
Yeah.
You want a different perspective? Subscribe.
GAIA.
Have you heard of that?
No.
It's okay, we still love you.
And we know how to spell it now, it's awesome.
Okay, on page 36, we have to move to the next, and this is actually, we want to distill, because remember, we document, we distill, and then we validate it, right, and activate at the end. So distilling here is a little bit tricky, because you should go and read the following on page 36. So passion number 1, he is skydiving. You are a busy college senior with a love to extreme sport. Lately you have been really into skydiving. It's a complete rush for you to jump from the plane and a free fall into great unknowns. You feel totally alive at the moment. On the surface, aside from being skydiving or a great birder, there doesn't seem to be a strong career tie to this interesting passion and hobby. However, at a deeper level, your love to skydiving is rooted to your love of risk taking. You thrive on jumping into the unknown, which will allow you to be. You have recently done a great job at bringing others, even skeptics, along your side. So most likely you'll be an entrepreneur, because you'll be on the.
Risk taking and.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is how you can come from what you love to a commonality. And we don't have time to do it on a personal basis, but this is just to give you an idea. I love the second one because this is my heart as well. And this little heart, baking. So baking is like cooking, okay?
Yep.
So the essence of baking
Well,
is you are somebody who will take ingredients and make sense out of it. So when you do cooking, you get raw ingredient, you process them, and you provide a meal which make everybody happy.
Yeah.
So this is what's the essence of it. So at a deeper level, this passion is lie beneath your passion of activity of baking is your love to take raw ingredient and combine transform them into something great. You also enjoy sharing the fruits with others. So a typical coach, a typical life coach and transformational leaders will have a passion to this kind of work, to cooking and baking. Because I love cooking as well, and I cook up very hard, very complex dishes, and I find cooking as a be escape for me from my pressures. So if I have
yeah, it takes you to another world.
yeah, if I want to come up with a new program or a new course and they have a stumbling blocks, I want to think about it more, I basically start to prepare a very sophisticated dish. And when my life is so easy going, they'll be starving at my house.
Right.
This is exactly what's happened to me. There are people who actually go gardening.
Gardening.
So if you go
Yeah.
gardening, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You like to see your results, to share it with everybody. You grow a seed and you can take care of it. You know all the steps, you see all the circumstances. So if you have a passion for gardening, if you have a passion for baking, these are fundamental characteristics of a thought leaders, business coach, or life coaching.
What about art? What about like painting and drawing and stuff? Or like creating things?
These are people into expressions. They want to express themselves. So this most likely will be actors. Most likely will be, they are not in the kind of business we do. So rarely I have around this table people who they have passion to singing or painting, but this will not come as the first one. They always have cooking and then also I can paint. But so this is how we can
I'm
connect.
not good at painting.
Now, on page 37 we say, was there a common thread across your responses from 1 to 4? And the idea here is to figure out, is there a risk taking? Is there a same concept, which is a deeper concept than what we can do. And the other thing we ask is, why do I love what I love? So why do you love what do you love?
So, yeah, the passion behind the activities.
Yes.
Well, what I like climbing and well, all those things actually, they take you to that other world.
Yep. I solved it for you. If I didn't tell you this, you were still trying to figure out this answer. I solved it for you because I'm like you. I like cooking. So the minute somebody here will come and say, I love gardening or I love farming, I love cooking, you are in the right spot, because this is the characteristics of somebody collecting raw ingredients, be able to get the fruits out of it, know how to get it out, and are willing to share. If you are not willing to share, you cannot coach anybody. It will not be your passion. You will hate it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Because, well, then you'd be in the. Yeah, you don't want to keep.
What are the reasons to why you love what you love? Oh, sorry if I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was just curious more to like why. Like, I think it's just fun. I get enjoyment out of it. I problem solve.
Billions of fun. Why do you love what you love? What do you love to do this?
I feel like I like mountain biking because I get to go somewhere new. I have the adrenaline rush. So I get
So if you get somewhere new, you like to get somewhere new, and you cannot find work here, you should volunteer with the Red Cross overseas. So you go to Zimbabwe, you go to like Uzbekistan. Don't go to Iraq and Afghanistan because we don't want like you to come back. But you can go to like areas
right.
where it's completely new to you.
Yeah.
So you will enjoy being there. So the idea here is if I follow my passion, I like problem solving and I like to get the ingredients and the raw and make them into. That's why I enjoy standing here, listening to all your stories and help you out to make sense out of it. Work it out with you to make sense out of it, how to help you making money. Because this comes to my passion. I enjoy it. I don't feel tired. When I went home yesterday, I can tell you, I went to the couch, I couldn't feel anything. Nobody talking to me, people were shouting, I couldn't feel. But during the day, why I keep going on? Because this is my passion, I love it. And why you are connected with me? For the same reason, because you feel inside you that somebody's passion about what you are doing actually and working with you out. So if you are not with this passion, you'll have somebody come here. Yeah, it's now 4 o'clock, guys. You have to go home. You understand the difference? When you go to your school and look at all of your teachers and professors there, you will figure out many of them shouldn't be even known in the university.
Yeah.
Because some of them say, oh, yeah, it's another class today, guys. Just open your books. You have an exam tomorrow, and yeah, what do you want to do? Oh, here's what I will do today. La. And you didn't even ask you, okay, do you have questions? Have you ever lectured one time before for 15 minutes and the instructor did not tell you, anybody here have questions? There are instructors that don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
They walk in. I had one guy who taught me math and I love him. He wrote a book. So what he will do, he will have the mic because we were like 4,000 people in the classroom. There are 4 groups, each one 4,000 people. So 16,000 people in undergraduate engineering. Okay. And he will hold the microphone. And he will say, differential equation, for example, like differential equation second degree. You start with an integral point, and then you have a variable. After the variable, you have a cross or multiplications. Then you have d over dx. And what you do, it will be equal to. He doesn't look at us. He keep going like this. So he will go back and forth between 22 to 24 or 22 to 25 times in 1 hour. That's it. He never stand and ask, do you guys have any questions? He didn't even look at us. He keeps standing, and you can imagine like 4,000 auditorium of 4,000 people, and they have this green. At our time, the whiteboard used to be green board.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been this in classroom in university before?
I have not that big.
Yeah, you probably
Yeah, but you know, and then they have this big 3 different sections cross
Right.
table, and they have all the extra stuff for the chemistry classes and all the benzene and different holes. And you are in these auditoriums, and this guy will be standing here with the microphone, going back, going forth, and he's basically reciting his books.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's also probably an auditory learner, which is why he doesn't need the visual contact.
Yeah, but we sitting there need to know.
Yeah.
And I learned from this guy lots of math. Like he will actually set me up because it was very amazing. However, this is his time. So this guy doesn't have a passion for knowing anybody problem. If you don't fear the unknown, I can ask you any question. But if you have problem with fearing the unknowns, if I ask a question, you'll be confused.
Okay.
Okay? For sure, with training and the practice and keep doing it for so long, you can able to accumulate. But this is the areas where these passions are. So if you are done with this section on 38, you should be able to come with 2 passions.
Yeah, I mean, why do we love what we love?
You have to figure out for yourself, why do you love what you do?
On the activity. I guess like I have a passion for adventure, which is where like most of this streams from, and like trying new things.
Yeah, okay, so basically you love the unknowns. Now, if you go to page 38, you should write passion 1, passion 2. So, what are your 2 top passions? And so, what's your 2 passions?
Adventure and learning.
Awesome. So, how can you further explore your passion via volunteerism?
I do a lot of volunteering.
So, how can you explore more of your passion through volunteerism?
I think what you were saying was like volunteer internationally more. Like I've only volunteered internationally once.
What I'm saying here is you volunteer to foster your career.
Yeah. Yeah. that's
So,
right.
if your career is a business coach or a marketing coach or building logos, so where you will volunteer?
I-
You talk here about learning,
Yeah.
so where you be most likely where you can volunteer at learning organizations.
Yeah. Like university.
You know, like university, like what's the other club names? Like different clubs, which is educational clubs, learning clubs.
Okay.
If my passion is for kids or my passion for needy, I can volunteer for the drop-in center. I can volunteer for kids meal and a wheel. That's right.
Yeah.
So this is where this exercise should lead you. So it may be not relevant for many of you because you already have a business or have an audience. But if you want to come here and say, I want to change my life, I want to do another business, I don't know where to start,
I'm gonna volunteer.
you basically prepare your system and volunteer in these events and speak about your business. Guess what will happen? You will have an early adopter, client will come for free. Within 6 weeks, you will have now testimonials. And you have a raving fans because you help them. So when I built my systems, I went to the Kirby homes
Yeah.
and I give lectures in the Kirby homes. I got people. I go to Your Holistic Earth, and because I like this kind, I fit when I go there. They don't agree that I fit them, okay, because I'm different. But when they see, I went one. Oh, let me share with you this. In my Win Your Brand website, you will see under video courses, Geo Convention show. There is I gave 3 lectures in the Geo Convention in Alberta. It was peer reviewed, and one of them was Art of Engagement, one on how to speak, and anyway. So when I went over there, everybody asked me, "Are you a geophysicist? Are you a geologist? Are you a geoscientist?" No, I'm a professional engineer. I said, "Yeah, because you are a different animal. You don't fit like us. You don't fit us. I cannot take these people. You know, like." I volunteer. I say, okay, let me just know the people. So what you do when you want to know the people? I volunteered as a judge, and I volunteered was on the speaker breakfast. So any speaker will come, they will come to me, and they make sure their stuff. And free breakfast. You wake up 7 o'clock in the morning, by the way, 7 to 9. But it's a free breakfast. But the most important part for me is I can build linkages with all the speakers. And I'm going there to push my business to these companies anyway. I'm not going there for fun. So this is a good position to be in. They give us all the instructions, and this guy in the back said, "Oh, so what you want us to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5." He repeats the whole steps. And then the other guy came and said, "Yes, so just to clarify," and he repeats the same steps. These are very process-oriented people. I could not fit. So my volunteering and my experience there on the personal life was not good. I did not enjoy it. I enjoy the delivery, but so if you don't follow your passion, you cannot continue working. You will not find a reason to wake up in the morning. Is that right?
Right. Like you're trying to find your why. Like,
Listen, I had 7 whys. I don't want to know more why. I hate these people who want to find their why.
okay. Yeah.
Because
that's what they
you
tell me.
find your why to do what you did. I don't find my why to figure out what I will do. This is why I hate Simon, and I actually jumped in his face like a few times. He's like, this is the biggest problem he built for us, creating this book. He shouldn't. He should clarify to people. So when you go to these people and find why they did what they do and they were successful, I agree with you. But you are a young man. You still have your career in front of you, like 40, 50 years, whatever.
Yeah.
God bless you. I cannot find your why to do what you will do in the future. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm so tripped up on it.
Yeah, that's why I say, like, don't
I'm
trick me.
older.
Don't trigger me by finding your why. Okay, I had enough. I found 7 of my
Find your
whys.
passion.
Well, I have lots of passions, and that's what I do. It's just- I just like when I think like, what do I want to do? It's like,
You're St. Bernard's a good place to start, though.
yeah, exactly. Like,
And I think you don't have to phrase it as a why to make, you know.
no, it's just like I want to have the same drive because.
But,
But
the
the most im-
stability of what your life needs to look like to be able to have a yard and a vehicle and
Yeah.
all of that stuff to support the life of the St. Bernard is really, really up there, right? Like that's
Right.
that's a good place for a goal to be able to build a dream board and all those.
Well, and on another level, I think, you know, if you've got this element that's a risk taker, the yin and yang of that is there's going to be an element that
There's
really
stability.
wants a security,
Yeah.
stable family, and there's both parts to you.
So, do you have any questions on this particular part of the exercise about your passion? Yes.
Ranchel, how are you staffing your retreat? Maybe I can volunteer for that.
Yes, you can. That would be great.
That's a cool advertisement.
I know,
like-
right?
I don't know, do you need to fly out an audio
I'll
video
tell you all
competition?
about
Probably,
it.
actually. Yeah. Yeah. Got the team right here, right?
Actually, if you have a retreat, there are key individuals in town. If you connect with them, you should be able to fill your retreat.
Oh yeah.
So,
And I
Yeah,
got
there's working events at the hotel every single day. It's amazing the topics that people will pay money that's outside of my, like that's not, they're not my reality. Like that's just not where I'm at. To be able to spend $15,000 on a weekend seminar is not anything that's even on my radar. But I work those events, right? Like,
so we have a little VIP session after 5, but I want to just spend this time. So, if you understand your passion, we promise also to share with you the 12 streams of income. So, I will share with you here. It's a different presentation. You can take notes if you like. We will share with you what are different streams of income. I know Lil has to drive back. So I promise to give this to you again. But when we start here, and this is an example about how you start the presentation. So when we start this, we say, people are frustrated. There is no jobs out there, and businesses are going out. People are going out of business as there is no tomorrow. Even well-established companies, and Sears even is here. Toys R Us is not here yet. So even well-established company, Kodak, for example, used to be the largest employer, and they invented 1975 the digital camera. They have the patent on it. 1999 they shut down because they are chemists and chemical engineers who don't understand electronics. So they keep producing the same negative and positive papers using chemistry, and they didn't accept to market their digital camera. Imagine if they were the lead of digital cameras, what would happen now? So they shut down. So even big businesses are in a big risk. Jobs have been lost from full-time to part-time. That's right. So they found that government found it very simple because they take people from being working full-time for the government and they basically produce them in a different format. So there is no stability, but even if you have a job right now, guess what? The value of our dollars, what the power of our dollars have been decreasing, and what you could buy about 10 years ago, you cannot buy right now. You buy 1/20 of it with the same dollar. Okay? So what a dollar used to be, right now it worth 5 cents. Okay? And that's why in the past you used to buy so many eggs. Now the dozen of eggs are more than $3 in Canada. The same in the US. So our power of the power of our dollars and our currency have been lost. and it keeps fluctuating back and forth. But we still need to have more money every day to take care of our loved ones. So, and the way to grow, to take care of our loved ones is we have to grow a massively successful brand. And if you want to grow a massively successful brand, we found out that people, about 94% of individuals will never benefit from their own brands. In particular, they have fear and ego in their way. So do you agree that fear and ego is one of the barriers which will not make you be successful or maximize the profit of your brand? You can always believe you do it yourself. And when people believe they can do it themselves, they fall into the trap, which is the blind leading the blind, because you never did it before. So do you agree that is not the best solution for you to do it yourself? Usually people are interested, not committed. And I appreciate your commitment. I know Jennifer had some obligation to meet, but I know some other people who are here and they decide not to commit because they are interested. They want to check it out. They are not interested to commit the resources. So are you committed or not? So what's your answer now? Are you committed to build your own brand or not?
I'm committed.
Are you committed? So can you repeat this? I'm committed. The fourth problem, people don't understand the value of the money and how to manage it. So usually we invest in a program which does not serve us. We invest in activities which does not help us, and we don't know the value. So people don't have enough money, but they decide to go to concerts. Although they can watch the concert not on Discovery Channel, but they can watch the concert everywhere at no extra cost. So we don't usually use the money to maximize our profit for the future. And that's why they call it disposable income. Because we throw the money away, we don't look at it as, would you like to invest for your future? If you understand the level of investment and commitment, we commit for schools for 4 years to go out of the school and accept a $50,000 job a year. We spend in the school about $50,000 a year for 4 years, close to $200,000, plus the income lost of not working for 4 years. So we basically put about $500,000 for 4 years of education, and we walk out and we accept for it $50,000 job. And it will take us more than 10 years to recover our investment. And this is if you are from the class where their kids goes to government schools. And if your kids will go to a private universities, you talk about couple of $1 to $5 million investment. And there is no way for a kid graduated from school within the first 5 to 10 years to recover this investment. So this is how we understand. What I will go to show you is people will go to an MBA. Some people will decide I want to run a business. I will apply for an MBA. So they go to an MBA program for 2 years. And they come out from the MBA to call them MBA graduate, married but available, which means confused. Okay? The number 5 problem is we lack the knowledge of being successful. How many of you said, I will not have more customers because I cannot serve them? Do you agree when you have more customers, you are successful? How many of you elect not to market or not to take actions to attract more customers? How many of you will not resubscribe people to their activities? Like she had a retreat. How many resubscriptions do you have for your retreat?
I haven't had one yet.
Why? Is it not simple that you ask people for like $50 or $100 down payment to come to the retreat and the detail will follow in a couple of months?
Yeah, I could do that.
I'm not telling you can. I'm telling why you did not do it.
So I just decided to retreat.
So
like
this
2 days
book,
ago.
this book, which should be coming sometime soon,
Yeah.
sold 2,000 copies till today, close to 2,000 copies at $20 a copy. The book itself will come at $97. So why you don't pre-sell your offers? If you are in a position to pre-sell your offer, why you don't pre-sell it? Why you are waiting to get the offer to be run? That's where we say we don't know what it means successful. We are afraid of having more customers. We are afraid of serving a large base client because we say, oh, we will not be able to serve them well. You know what? Get them to sign up and hire somebody to serve them. Why do you want to serve them? So,
So another example of that, sorry, is just, so my partner's opening up a dispensary, or hopes to open a dispensary in Red Deer. So that won't be legal until, we're thinking October, November.
so does he have the mailing list of the potential customers? Is he in a conversation? Did he
Well, we're in
communicate?
conversation, but we could sell, you can't sell paraphernalia in a dispensary, but we could purchase promotional products and sell promotional products
Yeah.
to create the brand before it actually
Yeah.
comes out.
You can have an online store that you market completely separate. from
The biggest
dispensary.
challenge is most of the time we don't know what we don't know. And here I have to ask you a question. How much of the information we covered in almost 2 days now you did know before?
Most of it.
So did you know most of it, or you
No, didn't know.
you didn't know most of it? So how much of this information you came across? How many of these exercises you actually had the same or something very similar? So when you don't know what you don't know and you want to do it yourself and you are investing in this, you are creating for self a crisis, a disaster. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you'll be frustrated. So, the seventh problem we found out is people don't surround themselves with experts. People surround themselves with whoever they like. So, remember the quadrant here? You always surround yourself with people like you. But if you want to take care of your household, you need to have the warm feelings. You need to have somebody to understand how to pay bill. Somebody's very cautious for the time. And sometimes somebody has the money and resources to pay the bills. And that's how the relationship process, time, dollars can work in a home. So if you don't surround yourself with the proper people, what will happen? We had discussion about someone, but we don't say who it is. But we have been in a situation where people standing on the stages and say wrong information. You shouldn't have a website. Now, do you agree that a website is a must for your business?
Yeah, always done.
So there are speakers will stand on the stage and say, we are a business coach, and what we tell you here, you are frustrated with the website and the online thing. Oh, we don't need it. We don't need any of this. There are these people have been making $10 million without a website.
They're probably appealing to the people that are frustrated about websites.
And this is where it gets to be, are not the proper experts.
Yeah, because you're signing up with the wrong people.
You are basically getting information from the wrong source. And and I will share with you like what can you do, but you are not surrounding yourself. So do you agree on these principles? And this is the 7 challenges we found out. That's why people cannot profit from their income. So here, you are in this brand mastery, which is brand is you, and you see this cool dude. This is how I should look like. Yeah, I made a change about a year and a half to be a business casual. So business casual means a dark black with a pair of jeans and sometimes a jacket, So I used to be like this on stages, and I don't know, maybe it's feng shui, I don't know. I just changed me.
I'll help you.
So what we provide as Win Your Brand, we provide what we call it 12 steps brand blueprint. And this is the actual program which we believe at Win Your Brand, it should get you somewhere within 6 months to 2 years. Okay? So would you allow me to go through these steps? And you can take notes. So the first step is, we call it stage 1, discovery. You need to understand your authority. Your authority is what make you the go-to in the business you want to launch or you are doing right now. You should be able to understand the power of your authority. Discovering your authority, we developed a technique using computer science algorithms, but you can do it on a paper, like 6 pages, and there's tree structure and some questions. And this can dig inside your activity for the last 64 years if you would like to. You can go on every single week and you can say, what did I do? And then you come back and say, I can deliver this because I have been doing this activity. To give you an example to make it easy, I love to go to Cuba, and we used to go to Cuba every 2 to 3 months. So I was having more than 39 or 42 maybe trips to Cuba in 4 years or 6 years. This justifies me to be what?
Authority.
An expert in Varadero. So I know it. I have my own photos and my own videos from there, and I can go and speak on behalf of Sunwing to motivate Canadians to join their weeks or their packages, right? I can go also to Air Canada, and I can speak on these destinations. If you are authority in photography and travel, you can build a business by going around to give 1 to 2 presentations a month for $1,000 to $5,000 a month. By just following your passion, go to the local groups and just present to them. And if you sell this product, what will happen? They will keep asking you to come back and back. So, if you are a good mom or let's just pick up a good mom for now. If you are a good mom and you know how to raise teenagers, there is nothing wrong with going to the community center and say, I will have a mom on the couch discussion, $50 to get in. Bring your daughter, your teenager problems, and let's have a frank discussion about them. I will be in the community center between 4 to 6 last Saturday of the month. Do you believe people can come to that? If you have 10 individuals coming, paying you $50 to sit with you for 2 hours, this is $500. If you don't need the $500, make them and give them to charity. If you need the $500, make them and invest in the future. So if you understand your authority and what you are good at and what people resonate with, you should be able to make money out of it. And there are processes for that. This is not so. Out of this step, you should have a personalized plan to your authority. Tomorrow we'll talk about the personal story, and the part of the personal story is who you are and what did you do, and that you have to establish your authority. Okay, there is a very interesting feedback here which said, so do I need to do my retreats, or do I need to do first my program and then go to my retreat? The immediate answer to you is, where are your authority? You said I have no credibility. No, you do. Because everybody need no curves, and everybody will feel somebody screw up. I know you screw up curve, but you know.
I understand. Yeah.
Anybody who are able to run curves and grow it, as the information I know about you, if you can articulate it right, every single businesswoman in Alberta should come and give you a bow, because you did it in the hard time. You were able to grow it. You got like 10 or 14 locations. That's right. 8 locations. If you know how to put the numbers in, and number of employees in, and how the number grows and the percentage, people will look at you as one of the heroes in Alberta building this kind of business, which is basically a tough business, because every spa right now is struggling, every sport club is struggling, every similar activity is struggling. So if you can establish this authority, the question is where you will go. So in this particular workshop, or a couple of workshops, we built a personalized plan to be the authority in your field. So these are questions, it's no more or less than what you have here in this part of the workbook. And as you've seen, everything I do, it has a graph, it has a chart. It's your participation to answer, okay? So this is the first step you have to do. Who I am, or what can I do? The second level we talk about is the program. So in this workshop, I went through a little bit in depth inside your program. So you should be able to identify the service of your brand. You'll be identify your target audience and the client, which we did not do. You can develop your marketing. You can articulate your service, which is we did some of it. You can position and reach your audience. Make sense? How many of these steps we had in this particular workshop? on the side of the workshop? Because the workshop mainly is the workbook, okay? So on the side, you're able to identify one or two of the services. You're able to articulate the services, right?
Yeah.
You talk about benefit. You have now the formula that you can use and repeat time after time after time, product after product after product. The only things you are missing is, does this make sense? What else can I do? So if you want to do it on your own, it's great. Go do it on your own. I have no problem with that. But you will always lack the group discussions that you agree. That's when everybody shared what happened to you.
Oh, it opened my eyes to so much. There's
So many.
yeah.
And how many of you yesterday borrowed activities and functions from other people?
Yeah.
That's right.
Even our passions.
Okay.
Conspiracy theory.
I stole your underdogs.
So this will provide an executable plan to profit of your brand, because when we have the plan and we link the audience to the target audience to the customer, and we develop the product for each one of these levels, and don't get overwhelmed, because at the end you need to have a simple product for each level. Now you will have your portfolio of products, and what you will do with it. You will be able to start on execution plan. This month, this is what you do. This week, what we do, and we will reduce it to practice, and we will test how much reaction you get for these particular plans. Marketing, by the way, marketing is assumptions. Anybody will tell you, I'm a good marketer, he's lying. He should tell you, I am a good guessing of assumptions, and I know how to manage when the assumption is not right. And that's why if everybody will do marketing, because any switch will get you some results.
I
So
love that. That's great.
so your program is similar to the line I draw in front of you, and you can have a plan. The next step is to have your own book. How many of you here don't have a book?
I got one not finished.
So did you market yours? Did you pre-sell it?
I have a list waiting for it, yes.
Did you pre-sell it? Did you collect money on it?
No.
Do you have a website promoting it? Does everybody know the cover of it?
I have I have it on my Facebook page. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the way. If you want to do a book, you don't write the book first. You sell the book, then you figure out somebody better than you, a ghostwriter, his job to write books, to write it for you. So you sell it for once you make $20,000, you can get somebody to write it on your behalf for $20,000. Believe me, guys, he's much better than us writing books.
So what about this co-authoring books?
Do I have to answer? Do I have to answer?
It doesn't sound like a positive answer.
And that's why I want you to be aware of that. When you are the authority in the field, who should be the God? Who should be the one that we think of? You.
Yeah, me.
When your authority is drawn partially from a book, and the book is written with somebody else,
Right, and their name is on it and everything.
so what will happen here?
You're not getting
The full authority.
right.
Okay, so when I stand here and I have my books, which is I have to bring them. I'll bring them tomorrow. I have the guide, Define Your Win, the guide to win, 12 streams of income, sales and the closing deal. My journaling book is named 30 Days to Win and More. 30 Days to Win and More. That's right. Yesterday the book I gave it to you for the journaling. What's the name of this book? You can look at your notes.
Right here.
Yeah, you can look at them. What's the name of this book?
30 Days to Win and More, the daily journaling.
30 Days to Win and More. So I have Define Your Win, the guide to win, 30 Days to Win and More, sales and the closing deal, 12 streams of income. What do you think about me? How you can
Yeah, you're
I am an authority where? In how to help you to win. That's right. So this is how you position multiple books. And if you have a fear of writing books, the books are basically the knowledge you have in your own voice. We don't copy figures, we don't copy other people's books. But if you can, I have a formula when I teach in these books, which is very interesting. Can you ever write a book, can you ever publish a book that you wrote it without reading it?
Yes.
How?
Kiyosaki does it all the time.
How?
He formulates the outline, the table of contents, and then a couple of different ways. Either puts it to a ghostwriter, or you can do it audio and have it transcribed. Multiple ways.
So this is what I share with people. Is you can basically drive your car from Edmonton to Calgary, and you can basically speak to your phone what you want to write on your books. Kurosaki is a rich guy. He has resources, but we don't have resources. So what you can do is once you have the MP3 files, there is a package called VoiceBase. You upload the MP3 file, you get text out of it. There's a free package called Grammarly.
Yeah.
You put the file to it, it will enhance clean your grammar. You make it PDF, portable document format, you make it PDF, you load it to your Amazon account. In 24 hours it become a book sellable on Amazon in 23 store outlets worldwide. Did you read this book?
No.
Please don't do these steps. It's doable, but please don't do it because we care about quality. But if somebody come to me and say, I don't have time to write 100-page book, no, you don't have time. I don't have time too. You know what? You drive. You have your phone. Record. Create the MP3 file. Put them to the Word. Get the text now. Read it, format it. Give it to your friends to read it. Don't tell me you don't have time to create books. You can. If you have a driving of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but watch out for because everybody can get a ticket for speaking to their phone, but you get the point?
Yeah, there's
Bluetooth.
No, I use my text to speech on my phone, so or
Okay.
speech to text.
Yeah, speech to text will not be that easy because if you wanna write like 6, 7, 10 pages,
Yeah.
you cannot store them into a document format.
So you record it onto your phone first, and then from the MP3 you put it into a.
Once you have it an MP3 file, you can do so many things with it. First one, you can do your podcast. So please, there is a podcast called Wizwayel, The Ultimate Show, which is my own podcast. Please subscribe to it. You will also find it on an app as on Apple Store and in Google Play. You can take the, sorry?
Wizwile?
Wizwayel, yeah. Because you know why I call it Wizwayel? I went to CAPS. They said, how to say your name? What's your name? I felt so offended. I said, you know what? I want to teach them a lesson. So I designed my podcast to be Wizwayel, The Ultimate Show, and I tell the story. That's I want to teach speakers how to pronounce my name because my name is so simple. It's W-A-L-E-L. Wael. Very simple.
Wow.
Very simple.
But it's not common in North America.
Very simple, like British way. Two letters. Nothing, you know. And don't tell me you need to have the apostrophe or the 2 dots on the E, okay? Because in French we have a 2 dots on the E. So anyway, so this is what I did. I didn't get offended from CAPS. I said, you know, I will create a podcast. And my podcast got popular for some time. Because I was telling a fantastic story, you know, they don't pronounce my name, they offended me, and I took it positive. So
So how do you become? That's my question. Is like I've always thought of doing like marketing minutes with or like law of marketing tips, and to like invest in filming myself or recording myself and preparing all the material so it's all exactly what I want. That's where I'm struggling with making podcasts.
Probably making it too hard.
tomorrow I can share with you how you do it, because majority of the recording which will happen here, it will be cut into podcast as well. Like some of the segments, which is complete segments, I can cut it and I can put it on my podcast. Sometimes I go to record the people and just having interviews in different event venues. So I do have also a media pass,
Right.
because I have an ID which get me a media pass to any conference. So I can go behind the stage to talk to any speaker, because I will be media, and my media is what?
Podcast.
My podcast. So I have a
That's the
podcast.
Apple Store, you said?
I have a podcast. I have a video channel. And my podcast will also have a mobile app. So if you go to Google Play or to App Store, there is WizYL, an application you can download. You go to iTunes, you search it. You go to Google Play, you search it, you'll find it.
See, that's what I don't get. How did you do all this stuff? Like,
I will share with you the secret tomorrow.
that's just,
It's not, just I also have to respect the others, so I have to keep stuff in a flow, okay?
yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay, no problem. Then we have to talk about ebooks. So we also have a formula for books, by the way. So there is a way that you can write your books in like a couple of weeks. How you structure it as titles, and there are lots of ways we can do it. You can also talk about the ebook. So ebooks are one of the best lead magnet, because if you can provide somebody with an ebook and they will read through it and they will click on the call to action, it means they are really interested. They will buy. So when we wrote our books, we gave our books away as ebooks. So I had hard time for explaining to people that, yeah, you write a book and you invest in having the book. What is the minimum investment for having 20 copies of your book? Do you have an idea? Can you guess?
Is it fun?
I can self-publish that for probably at least $3,000.
Okay. The smallest investment you can ever have to have 20 copies of your book, first 20 copies of your book, is $67.
Yeah.
That's it. If you can figure out how you can do the cover, if you can figure out how you can do the content as a PDF file, you pay Amazon $67 to ship you the first 20 copies of your book to your home. That's it. Now, you need help with the cover, you can get professional help, you can get student help. I don't recommend Fiverr, but you can get help. You need help with proofreaders, you understand. But if you sit on your own and you spend 2 weeks, 30 to 40 hours a week working, and you have a little bit of how you can put covers and stuff like that, you know how to use Microsoft Word, you know how to use drawing package, you don't need to have more than $67 to bring your first book from Amazon.
Don't you need to spend 20 grand to like get the material written?
Yeah, you can write it yourself. I
But
told
if
you.
just said, talking in the car on the way to Edmonton, you got enough content. There's
Yeah,
something
that's
you
the
can
key.
publish
is
When
at
I was
$67.
young, when I was a professor at university back in 1998 till 2010, I used to work on planes. Like I go to aircraft,
Yeah.
I fly, people will sleep, and I'm sitting there, I had nowhere to go. I will write my own publications, I will do everything. And when I arrive, I will be so tired, I will sleep, and the next day I will function. So I enjoy having overseas flights.
Yeah.
Not because, and I'm the guy who will always watch and multitask. So I will turn on the movie and I will keep working. So you can segment in your day, where do you work? If you are cooking and you are doing like a tough thing for like 2 hours or 1 hour, you can have the bot, you can have the mic, you can have it run, and you can basically record your feelings. Some of us will write biography, by the way. Not all of us will write business. Some of us will write biography. What's biography means?
My
Life story.
Okay? I know Hillary Clinton will hire somebody for $500,000 to write it to her because she's selling the license for about $15 million for her biography. It's a different story, you know. I paid her $278,000 to speak in one of my events, which is a different story. But for us, you don't come and say, I'm struggling, I don't find time. You can find time. You drive to work every day, you drive to school every day.
I drive here 45 minutes.
Actually, you are from Lethbridge,
Yeah.
which is much even worse. You are more like 3 hours driving. So every time you go to Lethbridge, every time you come back from Lethbridge, you should have at least a decent chapter of your ebook.
Right, but I need to like know the content first.
No, you're just talking.
Okay? So you also, in this stage, you have to consider having an ebook. Ebook, it can be sold for $1 to $2 or $3 or $5 on a few different websites like Kindle and stuff like that. And you can also give it for free. So not all my books will become as ebooks because with the Kindle unlimited promotion, it harmed me in a different way. But I have a book which sold about 17 million copies.
One single book?
One single book, and it was sold by a not-for-profit organization. And this is, I don't like to talk about because it's a religious book. Wrote back 1998. And I was speaking in an event and somebody said, Somebody has a $10 million plus book. Is not. We don't believe him. I said, yeah, we don't believe me. But here is the certificate. Like 6 years ago, it reaches 10. So what this organization will do is they have lots of people come to this country, and each one of the visitors will take one copy of this book.
Wow.
I didn't get a penny because 2003 or 2004 when I give them the right, I felt the pride, helping my religion. You know, we do mistakes. It's okay. Then you can have your audiobook. So your audiobook is a highest growing market right now in publishing, having audiobooks. Amazon have Audible, where you can load your audiobook. In the strategy we talk about it, how you can build your book using that your recorded verse as audio. All what you need to do is to package every chapter into an MP3 file, and this become your audiobook chapters. Alternatively, if you create your book, you can sit and read your book. Narrate, make it as narration, like you read the book, or you can activate some of the sections, and this will get you an audiobook. Audible on Amazon mandates that people will buy your book. So you can make between $30 to $115, the most we've seen, on producing your book as Audible. How long will it take you to have an Audible book? About 10 to 12 hours of recording. All what you need, it's a mic like this, a quiet area, and you sit and you read your books.
So you have to make the book first.
No, if you do it in the alternative way, when you record the books on the way going back and forth, you already have the Audible version of the book.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Okay?
Unless
So-
you have something
How big should a book
abridged or
be?
edited
Sorry?
and
How
things
big
like
should a
that.
book
And that's-
How big should the book be? It's a good question. For the book to have on the spine printing on it, it needs to be more than 188 pages. That's it.
Right?
More than 108 pages. So the book can be somewhere between 25,000 word to like 35,000 word.
And that's it?
And the book shall not be hardcover, because if you visualize yourself, okay, hold on. You ask for more features. That's right, Tracy. You ask for more features. What more feature you can add to your program?
Yeah, I put that on there.
Your book. You can add your ebook. You can add your Audible book. So no matter where you are, how you do, you can have any of these features. So you'll get the information. Now, when you have the book and you visualize yourself speaking in Red Deer or in Sylvan Lake or in Edmonton and in Calgary, you don't want to carry with you heavy books.
Right.
And if you give me a heavy book, like when I used to be like this gentleman here, young in the university, I used to go to these top conferences worldwide, and they give us lots of books.
Yeah.
So what we used to do as a student, because I did my PhD and I used to get $600 a month. This is my whole income. And you work and you teach classes and 600. So what we used to do is we used to go to these conferences, and around checkout time, they start to clean the rooms. So we will walk by the hallways, and we will find every guest in these hotels, because this is the hotel of the conference, which is, by the way, we could not afford it. We used to stay in the hostels. We couldn't stay in this. So we will go around, wow, it's a nice hotel, and we walk around, and every cleaning group will get out these books left behind. And we used to collect all of these books and ship them back to our home country, or ship them back to our university and sell them to our friends at 50 to 70% discount from the bookstore.
Right on.
This is how I build me. Okay? So your book must not be hardcover, must not be 6,000 pages. It can be like 200, 150, decent size. Like when I did Define Your Win and the guidelines were very slim books, I didn't like them. But the one which I have, the Close the Deal, is like 300 pages, so it's like a book. But it's not too much. And when you augment photos, and when you augment boxes for the important messages,
Yeah.
and when you have a special style, you will find out that you can actually expand.
I'm
Okay.
surprised at how little actually I was thinking.
So at the end of the course of how to build your audiobook, you will have an executable plan and productions for your audiobook. We will also talk about seminars, and we classify seminars as 90 minutes, 20 to 90 minutes selling your offer. So these seminars, we do stand out not to blend in seminar, which is you can look at our website. I can show you as an example. We will show you the seminar, we'll show you the sequence, we will share with you what's going behind the scene. I believe Tracy, I showed her the manual yesterday.
Yep.
So we do this material, and these are part of what we saw. So if you spend with me on the average 18 hours, 6 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, 3 hours in this order, and you complete all the tasks, within these 2 weeks, you will have what we call it a winning seminar. All what you need to do is to practice it enough, 6 times maximum, to make sure you talk from the heart, you have no notes, you have nothing other than the slides, PowerPoint presentations, or the whiteboard, or the flip chart, and you basically go and sell. And it works for few of our customers actually having testimonials on our website, because some of them were struggling for 3 years and have selling programs. And when I shared with them the formula, we're able to see more and more and more people coming. So this is what we'll spend the day tomorrow, and this will give you an executable plan for your seminar. Then we have to talk about your speaking engagement. So you may be invited to talk to different stages. You may be invited to talk to different events. So how you can monetize this speaking engagement, how you can implicitly ask for people information so you can follow up with them if they need your service. We have also some connections, because I'm part of CAPS, I'm part of PSA, I'm part of so many organizations. We have also some connections where if you would like to hunt for where you can speak, we can give you lots of help on that. Okay? So this is why we talk about seminars versus speaking. So when you stand in your Holistic Earth and talk, are you interested in getting people to enroll to your program? That's why they come to your table. Or you will distribute the signing sheet and they sign by the end of the day, before the end of your presentation. Or you want to give them some token so they can follow up with you. Which one of these 3 strategies you want to adopt? And you cannot mix them. You cannot come and say, I have here, you can come up, sign up for my session, you can come and check out the material in the back, and you can download. You cannot mix this. You have to pick
One
up
offer.
one strategy with one offer. So this is where it gets into how you can offer your program. The basic invention is this technology, what we call it BIATA, which is the secret sauce for us, which how to put all of this together and when you inject, because this is the dollar sign. So in this dollar sign, you start with your authority, you start with your program, you put it all together, and you use these tools to be able to create a training, info product, service program. Then we can talk about products, and products has 2 levels. One of them is your product, which is the service you provide. But you can also talk about different products, like talk about tangible products. How you market them, how you deliver them, how to maximize them. So for example, how many of you here have a CRM? Do you have a CRM?
What is a CRM?
What is a CRM? Do you have a CRM?
Yeah, used to, I don't have it, but I
Client
have
record
it.
management.
Do you have a CRM?
Um,
No, do you have a CRM?
I have like a list of all my clients and what I've done for them. Yeah.
Okay. So CRM is called customer relationship management, or client relationship management. Is which customers did you talk to, how much did they pay you, when and where did you have communication with? If you don't have CRM, you don't have business, because you don't know who are your customers. So there are free CRMs like HubSpot. There are an easy way like his list on Excel sheet.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are sophisticated ones. So we expose you to this kind of concept, so your business will be a standard process. We can also talk about how you can set up your mindset groups, and how you can establish your own mindset. And these groups, special interest groups, for us we call it working groups. We don't call it mindsets because I'm more about deliver than just grabbing ideas. However, if you like to, if your business afford to have hot seats and mindsets group and like people to join together, we understand the strategies. We have the blueprint of few successful ones. The retreat is an example of a mindset group, which is very shorted, like 1 month or 2 months kind of engagement. And yeah, the retreat is 1 week, but you may launch the activities like 1 to 2 months.
Yeah.
There's actually a retreat I was working with in Honduras, and they actually meet in a different location 6 weeks before the retreat itself.
That's-
So people will go to different locations before they go to Honduras. So this is the kind of mindset groups. The minute you start to have customers coming across you, you need something like that to maintain it. So, for example, you said 21 days is great. You know what? The 21 days is not the best investment. It may be the 21 days will lead to a 1 year engagement program where every month in the 1 year you will meet for 2 to 3 hours. And then people are in the 1 year program. Guess what you will give them? You can give them extra workshops. You can give them extra courses. You can actually invite people with content, and they can be a commission for talking in front of them. You can also invite them for your annual event. So the minute you finish the 21 days, what else you can do? So many things. So the most recent offer we had is an individual who is offering a transformational coaching, and his 21 days will be, I believe, about $300. His 1 year, it's $300, and he makes about $1,800 average per customer in the 1 year program. Because if you spend $300 for 21 days, it's very logical. You expand the benefit. You have $300 for the rest of the year, for another 11 months. That's right. And then he upsells them with different programs. So every 2-3 months, he has a speaker coming to town, $50 a ticket. He had, you know, the guy who had the love. What's his name? He's the love. What's his name?
John Gray?
John Gray. Yeah, he's the love. He's the.
Marcin Munoz?
Yeah, he's a love guy. He brought him to a place, and he said, "Yeah, you guys want to come? Discounted for you, $100. Everybody wants $100." So this kind of activities, you can plan it if you have the mindset groups or you have the group. Make sense?
Yeah.
Make sense to you? We also talk about certification. So you can consider certifying people to your program. So next year we are launching Win Your Brand certification. So we will have individuals like me certified to deliver the same course. It takes about 2 to 3 years. Like it takes 1 year to 2 years to set up your program right, and another 6 months to a year to launch the certification. So I promise by June 2019, I will have at least 2 individuals who are Win Your Brand certified trainers who will take this material as it is. And the content should be 80% similar to what I deliver. Okay? I did this with my other companies when we get agency and representative in different places. But this is the way if you are building an original program. If you are licensing a program like Healing Touch or Psyche or Heart Mass, if you license a program from somebody, you are the certified. It's different. But if you want to come and modify a program to be your own program, this step is very important, because we understand these steps. We can get you into making the blueprint of your business. When you come to this step, you basically hand out material. That's it. You don't really get into getting individuals. So there is an individual in town here. He runs business consultations. financial and accounting, and we are doing with him this stage. So now he's getting different people, and all of them will use the same brand. Make sense? Are you willing to franchise your offer? Do you see that you can franchise what you do? So you can work hard 2-3 years, and after that there are people who can continue delivering your message, and you can just enjoy expanding and impacting people's life. That's it. So the biggest challenge now will be how to sell the certifying. Because when people certify on your business like HeartMath, how you can sell them more products. So we explain this kind of approach, and you have routines for it and booklet for it. So this is a franchising, and in the franchising it also includes a package which is called Train the Trainer. So you should have a package how you train people to deliver what you do. Moreover, if you have individuals working in your team, like 3 or 4 people reporting to you, it's more credible for us to come to train them, not you to train them. Because when we come as authority, so they will take it serious. But if you tell them what to do, remember, your virtual assistant will not do what you want to do. That's right. So this is where we get into a little bit ahead of the level of this group. But when I presented in the US, people are more interested in this part because majority of them are established speakers, established trainers, and they want to have the shift to franchise what they do. Okay? So this is basically what we offer. So this is all the programs we offer. And if you see beside each program, there is a little value. Okay? So when your authority is $5,000 value, when your program is whatever numbers, and each one of them has a value. And then we provide them into 3 tiers. So we have the essential, we have the brilliance, we have the elite. One is 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. We believe you will need support of 1 year minimum to start a system. Then, these are the 3 programs. And these are the 3 values of it. So we also have the Storming Mind and the Branded Success, which basically is a working group we have on Saturdays. So every other Saturdays in person and every other Sunday online. You have an option of either or. You will be able to spend 3 hours with the group, with the people in the group. So you can get feedback and you can get information. The other part of the program will be delivered as 6 hours, either Monday, every other Monday 6 hours, or every other Tuesday 6 hours as well. Okay? Any questions so far? So yeah, we talk about this. If you would like to get part of this, what we offer also is brand discovery, which basically has 3 hours detailed discussion, and this comes with the package at no extra cost, and the value of it is $5,000. So if you want to spend with me or with John or any of our partners, we put on it $5,000 because it's our time. In what we add extra is so many strategies and documentation which took us longer time to develop. So that's why we will explain the whole system for you, and we'll assess where you are and what exactly you need. So when you come to the program, it will be very customized to your own need. The biggest branded challenges is people want to make money and they are overwhelmed, frustrated, and confused. Usually time is not on your side because you are always stressed, anxious, and discouraged of doing what you do. How many here will get stressed and anxious about what they do? And we always have our own beliefs that we feel stuck, we feel trapped, we feel hopeless. So these are the challenges which stop us from moving forward with our promise. Do you have any of these challenges? How many do you have out of these 9?
Right at this second, or 2 days from now, or
So this is the main issue, and this is why I always like to position ourselves. So this is what we offer to solve these problems: the essential, the branding brilliance, and the elite. And what we sell it for now, for one payment of, if you are interested in the brand brilliance, it will be one payment of $15,997. Elite will be $29.97, and this is what people pay as one-time fees, which is basically I don't like. And we also have the monthly engagement, which I love, because if you come on a monthly basis, you will be able to commit, and we in exchange will commit and act as accountability partners, so we can get you to develop what you want to do. And the reason for us to have it in this way, because we know this system will deliver. It delivered, and we know it will deliver. So we don't try to make it different pricing. We just basically, if you keep doing what you're doing and you spend longer time on it and you shift the strategy, you can achieve the other goals for it. So this is the value, the systems. And what we always say is the problem we've seen is 96% of us would be in the same location, and 81% of us will be out of business or looking for a business in a very short time. So it's time to make a decision. And I will have for you, before the decision, we always say, okay, so these are the questions and the answers we have. So what is the best time to do this kind of move? Is right now, because if you don't move right now, you stay where you are. Some of our customers will come and say, I am not financially stable at the moment. The offer we have has no financial commitment for the next little while. So if you are not financially stable, allow us to play and show you how you can make money out of your brand. So you can basically not stable, you can have financial freedom if you apply. If all what you have is a time. I have a daytime job, it's great. If you have a daytime job, it's great for you. However, the statistics show that the stability of these jobs don't exist. I just started is even better, because if you just started right now, guess what? Doing it right from the first one, the get-go, it will be much better for you. I'm doing this part-time, great. If you're doing it part-time, you can always accelerate the part-time, because if you do it part-time for a reason, you either has to impact people or you have more resources, right? So doing it right, there is no question about it. My brand is not profitable. I will when it is. And we disagree, because each one of us has a brand, has a value. And there are people out there, if you can articulate it right, will be looking for this value. So if you believe you don't have a value because you cannot articulate it right, you don't have the right element of it. And then I am in an MLM marketing, and this is not for me. If you even in multi-level marketing, you can expand, because you don't need to be product driven. You can be advisor and then use the product to deliver, which is an example I can share with you. One of my one of my former, not girlfriend, but girlfriend, and she is a hairstylist and makeup artist. And when she started with Avon, she was just a product driven. The minute I shift her mind to be an artist, she will go and do the makeup, and she will sell the products, so people can maintain what she's doing for them. So if she will go and do hard coloring hairs, she will sell the products to maintain the special shampoo and whatever it is. So if even people are doing multi-level marketing, essential oils, you don't have to be in essential oils. You can be the advisor, and you can carry essential oils and something else. Dubois, it's another lady I helped as well, and she used to be she's with Kayani, and then she brought in a couple of other products, and she started now to talk about chemical-free environment, and she represents multiple products, and she can leverage her network through the multi-level marketing. some people will come and say, I'm already doing fine, I know what I'm doing. I say, God bless you. If you are exposed to this material and you don't want to take the advantage of it, it's your choice. But we are here to help you if we can. Any questions? So this is what the offer we have, and what you will execute is a 12 stream of income, step-by-step program to maximize your profit. You can start your own online account, you can launch, control, and maintain your own brand. And yeah. And if you hear this definition, Albert Einstein did not say it, by the way. Insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over, expect different results. People will just take this from Einstein, he did not say it. There is another quote which I love to quote here. Someone said, it's very hard to get solutions from people who create the problem. So if you create who you are right now, and you try and say, I will do it myself, and I can fix my problem, it has been proven that you cannot receive solutions from the same mind who started the problem and creates the problem. And moreover, you live with this problem every day. That's why you are here. So the most difficult time usually is the time decision to act. So this is our offer, $99.7 a month. And what we just to get you all of this. So what we have right now, it's a limited time offer. We will give a personal gift, which is $297 for guest. The first payment for the VIP will be free, will be on me. So if you are here in a VIP package, you can come for 1 month. The first month is covered. You will have 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Which is not many of you here, if you want to pay the full value, you can get 20% discount. If you act right now before the end of tomorrow, you will receive this. If you are a guest, you can pay $297 experience. And if you want to understand how this experience was amazing for others, there is video testimony on our website. However, if you are a VIP, you are more than welcome to sign up, and all the payments will be waived. And we don't have money back guaranteed, but what we can tell you, within the first month, if you don't like it, or by the end of the first month you don't like it, you just tell us, it's not for me, I don't like it, we will not charge you at all. So any VIP here has nothing to lose to sign up for this program. However, if you want to sign up, you have to commit to the effort and the work. We have an online presence, so everything can be done online using Skype. We also record all the material, which you can also, if you cannot attend the sessions, you can access it and do the homework from it, and I will follow up with you. If you are in Calgary and you want to come to this office, it happens as well in this office in person on a different day. If you are sometimes in south of Calgary and you don't want to come here, you can more than welcome to join the online part. So because the program right now is running as in person and fully online as well. And online is not automated. You will see humans behind the screen. You will see individuals who deliver. So it's not a recorded automation of webinar. And you have interaction and questions, and we can make it as a working session. So okay, so yeah. So that's it. And you asked me about the guarantees, and this is actually our guarantees. So how to play. So our guarantees is 100% satisfaction, and our money back guaranteed basically is you can get it within the first month. Any questions? Any questions?
What did you say your guarantee is?
100% customer satisfaction, and we will and you can cancel within the first month at no question asked, and you can retain everything. All the material, you can use them. Sometimes we license material, so people will come and say, can we have a privacy statement, a copyright statement, a vision, a mission? We license, you can use some of ours, and we don't get our information back. Also with this service, what you will get is, if you need a website, you will get templates that you can use yourself to build your own websites. And we have our guidance how to build your website for you. So within the 3 hours sessions, you will have a form of website. Within another 3 hour session, you can make the website to sell. So we will develop your website in your own presence in the room. This is the way we do it. We have access to like 4 million audio, video, images and video clips, royalty free. We have about 500,000 private labeled resources, which basically, if you need documents in any kind of field, we have about maybe 20 to 100 different blogs. You can basically take them royalty free. You can change the wording, or you can use them as they are. We are reseller of these, so we include this in our packages as well. If you don't have a website and you need to have a hosting of a website, we provide a free hosting for people in our program as well. Unlimited hosting, unlimited emails, unlimited disk space. However, there is a caveat that we have to set up the emails for you. This is it for people who are not they don't even have a website yet. They're trying to make it. If you have a website, we'd recommend to have it WordPress, and we will provide you with paid tools, which we pay for it as a reseller. So the template we provide, it will cost you about €600 to get them a year. But we have a pack. We are a reseller for the European company, so we will allow you. And this is the most recent templates which compliant with Google. Yeah. So let me know if you would like to entertain to come for another month. Especially the VIP, you have nothing to lose, because you can basically sign up and just come for the 4 sessions and come for the 3 hour and evaluate if this is for you. We will help you making money so you can pay us. If this is not for you,
I like that.
no problem. And believe me, it works. Any questions? So can we have 10 minutes break or 10 minutes break so we can come back?
And my eyeballs need to focus.
Yeah.
Can't see with or without these anymore.
Yeah, just like let's
And
come
I
back
do-
at 5:15 for the VIP session.
Yes, my apologies, I will have to go because I wasn't planning on being on VIP today, so
Okay, no
I
problem.
have a birthday party to go to.
Oh, get us a cake tomorrow.
So I will do tomorrow for sure. For sure, I'll do tomorrow. I will make supper plans. That was fabulous, thank you. Yeah, I'm a little burnt out today. I wasn't burnt out yesterday, but today I'm like.
But you were able to catch up what happened the day before.
I was.
Are you telling me that Timothy is a good instructor?
Timothy's a great instructor, yes. Yes. Alright.
So I guess some feedback from that then is what was the language that I used, or did I hit on a lot of different types of language that you were able to resonate with?
Well, we speak the same language, so it's
Okay.
You resonate with everybody in the holistic urge.
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.